Megaforce was a set of 2 unique separate seasons. And farts! Hello there, heroes. I'm the Orange Ranger, and welcome to another Power Rangers Ninja Steel Hiatus video. As the calendar flips from July to August, the hours at my workplace finally dwindle, so I should have a lot more time to work on videos and get them posted to this channel. So I mean, sure, Ninja Steel comes back in, what, like a week or so? And I've only got like another 10 videos to get posted to this channel. I mean, that's doable, right? Right? Sorry. So, I've got a pretty interesting discussion topic for us to talk about today. I've often heard Power Rangers fans say that Megaforce was the worst season of Power Rangers, that they just hate it. But when you start drilling into why they hate it, I've often found that a lot of their reasons actually have to do with Super Megaforce, how it ruined Gokaiger, and how it ruined the anniversary season. Now, I'm not saying that those facts aren't absolutely true, because they totally are. Actually, scratch that. I am saying that about Gokaiger because Gokaiger still exists. Go watch it if you think Super Megaforce ruined it. It's still there. But what a lot of people seem to forget is that Megaforce was a unique set of 2 separate seasons, and people will often just think of Super Megaforce and call that Megaforce because the actual Megaforce season was really kind of boring and forgettable. However, I don't think it was actually all that bad, and it can use a little bit of defending. So, that's what I'm doing today. The Orange Ranger stands in defense of Megaforce. So, my first reason that Megaforce isn't all that bad is that it sets up nicely as a quiet analog to MMPR, which kind of makes it an even better anniversary season than Super Megaforce, and Megaforce actually was, in fact, the 20th season. It's a knowing analog, a knowing allegory to Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. You have a mentor that's a giant head, a quirky robot assistant, an enemy from space, and 5 high schoolers from different walks of life chosen to be superheroes. It was a quiet, subtle homage, whereas Super Megaforce is a nostalgia hammer. Now, while at least some of the credit for this is going to go to Gokaiger, Megaforce's Sentai footage source, Megaforce uses a lot of very creative concepts. I've already spoken of my admiration of the Gosei Morpher, mine which may now be haunted, by the way. It made a noise sitting on the wall the other day with nobody even looking at it, let alone touching it. The angelic theme of Gokaiger was for the most part avoided, but it still worked its way into the footage in things like cockpit scenes and the winged helmet on the Gosei Great Megazord in a way that I found visually interesting. And while the naming scheme they used for them may have been both uncreative and confusing, Mechazords, Zords, Megazords, the header concept was really unique and interesting overall. It allowed elements of the Zords to cross down into the weaponry on the ground, which is something we don't really see much in Power Rangers. And then we also have Robo Knight, who was a very creative concept for a 6th Hero Ranger. So yeah, a funny thing about that. It is debated whether or not Robo Knight can be considered an actual Ranger, and one reason that people say that he's not give is that he doesn't actually morph. Actually though, I think he does. Robo Knight's original form is the Lion Header. He does transform using the Robo Morpher, even if it's in some kind of pocket dimension where he's not actually touching it with his hands, into a Ranger form. That seems like a morph to me. And the plot of Megaforce is distinctly kind of alright. I mentioned last time that Gokaiger lost some points for being too arc heavy, and Megaforce actually kind of fixes that. The major villain groups that I talked about being distinct arcs in Gokaiger kind of work and flow together, and Rock flows more evenly between them instead of jumping from group to group in Gokaiger. Speaking of which, ironically, for one of the not best seasons of Power Rangers, Vrock is one of the best villains the show has ever had. He is adapted excellently from Gokaiger and serves very well as the man behind the curtain. Now, his overall plot took a little too long to resolve, seeing as things with him should have been resolved at the end of Megaforce, not 3/4 of the way through Super Megaforce, but you can't really blame a villain character for bad writing. Another thing I actually enjoyed about Megaforce is how it delicately hints at what's coming in the next season. We get some hints early on, such as Rock asking Malcor if they have a little time left, or even later on in the season when the messenger warns Rock that the Armada invasion, which has been hinted at, is imminent and they may not even recognize him in his robot form. Now, that doesn't exactly make any sense, but overall I thought it was handled well. So overall, just be kind of nice to Megaforce. It kind of falls in that Lost Galaxy Lightspeed Rescue tier for me. Kind of dry, a little boring, but definitely not the worst season ever. And before anybody says it, yes, I realize this is a fairly pedantic topic for a video. It's kind of focused on semantics, but hey, these seasons have two different names, and unlike Samurai and Super Samurai, or Dino Charge and Dino Supercharge, they are very distinct and separate seasons. So if you mean Super Megaforce, just say Super Megaforce. I think hating Super Megaforce is something that almost all of us can agree on. I'm back over to Top 10 list next week, and it is time to fill in the other half of the Superhero Time Top 10s. Those armored heroes that more often than not ride motorcycles and are sometimes teamed up with the Super Sentai. As a matter of fact, a brand new season in this series was just announced. This early on, I can't be sure if it's going to be any good, but at the very least I do think it's something they'll be able to build on. Next time, my Top 10 Kamen Rider series that I have seen. Therefore, in the comments below, let me know your favorite Kamen Rider series. Remember that in this video, I am referring to the actual series, not the individual riders. And remember, just like the Sentai video, while my list will be limited to what I've seen, you are only limited by what you have seen. You can name any Kamen Rider series that you have seen. Though remember, you can pick only one. If you list off a series of series, I'm going to pick the first one in the list as your vote unless you specifically say otherwise, so just keep that in mind. One randomly selected voter who picked the winner will get a YouTube shoutout. That is going to wrap up another Power Rangers Ninja Steel Hiatus video. Thank you folks so much as always for watching. Make sure to like the video by clicking the like button right down below. In the comments below, let me know what you think of Power Rangers Megaforce, the first Megaforce season, nothing to do with Super Megaforce. Do you kind of like it? Do you think it's okay? Do you really like it? Or do you actually still hate it? Let me know in the comments below. Subscribe to the channel to see all of my videos, and make sure to ring that bell icon so you get notified of when those new videos are posted. And if you should just so happen to have a couple dollars you don't have anything else to do with, head over to digitaltipjar.com/OrangeRangerVid, toss me a little bit of support, and I would truly greatly appreciate it. Until next time, heroes, may the power protect you. Now I'm going to go work on like 3 more videos today. Yeah, we're in agreement on that one. Okay, actually, I am saying that about, So, my first reason that Megaforce actually isn't all that bad of a season is that it actually sets up pretty nicely as a lot of the concepts in Megaforce are very creative and interesting. They sure are. It allowed the Zords to cross into the realm of Mecha down on the ground, which instead of jumping from group to group in Gokaiger. Those armored heroes that most times ride the bikes. As a matter of fact, a new I missed something there too. But I do think at the very least it's going to be something that they can build on. Made the pun and forgot the next line. Those armored heroes that more often than not Therefore, in the comments below, let me know your favorite Kamen Rider series.